Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's UPSC Toppers Answer Copy Analysis, we are going to see All India Rank 1 UPSC 2024 Topper Shakti Dubey's answer. So let's go into the question which has been asked here. Discuss the distribution of major palm oil producing countries. Also discuss the environmental issues faced by them. So there are two components in the question and it is a 15 marker question. We know very well for a 15 marker question, we will be given a maximum of 3 pages to present our answer, and this topper has also utilized almost the 3 pages. So not only that, this particular question is picked from our GS paper 1 World Geography component. So let's go into the answer writing technique which All India Rank 1 Shakti Dubey has answered in this particular question. So if you look at the introduction, it is clearly visible. It has been written almost for 5.5 lines. I would be suggesting my students to write introduction short and crisp for 3 to 3.5 lines. And the introduction is followed by the body of the answer with subheading approach. For first subheading focuses on distribution of palm oil producing countries, and the second subheading focuses on major environmental issues. So overall, there are only two components in the question, and this topper has also utilized two major subheadings in the answer. Not only that, the body of the answer is concluded by a conclusion, but the conclusion here looks too much big. I would be suggesting, in case if you have a bigger conclusion, break that paragraph into two paragraphs at least, because if you write more than 3 or 4 lines in a paragraph, it won't be looking good for the examiner to award you more marks. So my better suggestion would be break this into two paragraphs, which this topper, if you would have done, means it would have looked even more attractive. Fine. Now let's go into the introduction. So palm oil forms one of the major component of India's import. It finds its application in various segments cooking. So she has directly talked about the applications and usage of palm oil in the introduction. So she will be getting easily that 1 mark. So let's look at the conclusion here. Thus, climatic change was real has been impacting crops and cropping pattern across the world, which is becoming a major cause of concern. Especially the island nations are facing disproportionate impact, and thus economy is also getting impacted and depend on such produce to sustain the economy. So as I said already, the conclusion, if it would have broken into two paragraphs, means it would have looked even more attractive. But she has talked about the impact of climatic change, and then what are the current issues and challenges. So overall, this topper will be getting 1 mark. Only thing what she would have done is that if she would have presented it in a two more paragraph, means it would have been much more attractive. Okay, let's go into the body of the answer. So for the first major subheading, she has talked about the distribution followed by a world map specifying where and all in the world this palm oil is presented in a clear diagrammatic world map manner, for which you will be getting half a mark. My sincere suggestion would be, whenever you are drawing a map, try to put it in a box manner and also follow it with a title, so that will look even more attractive to the examiner. So she is telling it is present in Southeast Asia, followed by a point-wise approach. So almost she has talked about the distribution in a diagrammatic as well as in a point-wise format. So overall, she has talked about Southeast Asia, Philippines, then African nations. So almost three countries she has located. So she will be getting 1.5 marks for that. And diagram also she fetched extra half a mark. Let's go into the second part of the answer. In the second part of the answer, she is talking about the current climatic change issues, which is leading to melting of glaciers. So she is almost underlining all of the geographical terminologies, keywords in her answer. This is also one important thing which we need to learn. While writing geography answer, the geography based terminology, that is El Nino and climatic change impact, all this if we could include in our answer writing, it will look very attractive to the examiner. So overall, this topper has written 5 points, for which she will be easily getting 2.5 marks. So overall, in this particular question, for the introduction 1 mark, conclusion 1 mark. So 2 marks this topper got, and for the first subheading, this topper got 2 marks, and second subheading she got another 2.5 marks. So for the body of the answer itself, she has got 4.5 marks. Introduction, conclusion, another 2 marks. So she got 6.5 marks out of this 15 marker question. What is one thing what this topper would have done additionally is that while writing the distribution, she would have written in a more point-wise manner. That is one thing. And additionally, what she would have done is that she would have, before writing the conclusion, she would have presented this in a proper format, so that she would have had opportunity at scope for fetching even half or 1 mark extra also. Okay. So let's go into the mark sheet of this topper, GS paper 1, where she got out of 250, 112 marks. That comes around 5.5 to 6 marks. In our evaluation also, she is getting around that range only. Okay, so what are some of the important learnings from today's video is that structure of the answer is going to be very crucial while writing world geography questions, especially the introduction and conclusion should focus on current affairs linkages. Body of the answer can be written in subheading come point-wise approach. Whenever we are drawing diagrams, it should be drawn in a proper manner with the title, especially the world map and all. And the usage of examples will add additional value, especially when we are writing geographical places based examples across the world. So, if you are writing GS Paper 1 World Geography questions, try to incorporate these additional techniques in our answer so that you also get the opportunity to fetch maximum marks and to become one of the future topper like All India Rank 1 Shakti Dubey. Thank you, students.